Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a deeply emotional journey into the sensory world of a dying craft. We are going to explore the magnificent, fading legacy of one of India's last hand-painted signboard artists. This isn't just a story about paint on wood or metal. It's a story about the soul of a city, the dignity of meticulous human labor, and the fading heartbeat of the human touch in our rapidly accelerating digital age. Let's dive right in. Picture this. We're stepping into a narrow, quiet lane in Mumbai just as dawn breaks. The air is still. The traffic hasn't even started yet. We're here to witness a quiet, almost sacred daily ritual that has unfolded under the cover of early morning darkness for literally decades. It all begins with an empty canvas at exactly 5:30 a.m. every single day.
And the methodical dedication here is just wow. He completes this exact sensory ritual before the city even wakes. First, Raghunath Joshi unlocks his studio. Then, he carefully lines up his jars of enamel paint, one by one. Next, he meticulously cleans his brushes, preparing the tools of his life's trade. And finally, he sharpens his charcoal. It's this precise, rhythmic preparation that grounds him in the physical reality of his work. Honestly, you can almost hear the clinking of the glass jars and smell that sharp, distinct scent of chemicals in the air.
So, walking down this alleyway, you immediately feel this stark physical tension. On one side, you have the relentless march of today, print shops and bright LED billboards dominating the visual landscape with their glowing efficiency. But stubbornly holding its ground on the other side is Raghunath's tiny studio. It's a space defined by decades of paint-stained walls and the overwhelming, intoxicating smell of enamel paint. It is a quiet battleground between the cold, bright glow of the future and the textured, fragrant reality of traditional art.
Hanging quietly above the entrance to his tiny studio is a faded wooden board displaying this exact text. It reads, "Modern Sign Arts, since 1967. I find the irony here absolutely beautiful. What was proudly branded as modern over half a century ago now serves as a literal portal to an entirely different era of craftsmanship. It's a time capsule hiding in plain sight on a modern Indian street, inviting us to remember a time when things were built slowly and deliberately."
Section 1. 59 Years of Art. The Man Behind the Brush. Working inside that tiny, paint-scented room is Raghunath Joshi. At 79 years old, he stands as one of the very last hand-painted signboard artists in all of India. At an age where most folks have long since retired, he is still there at 5:30 in the morning. He is a living, breathing testament to a skill that is quite literally vanishing from the world right before our eyes. For 59 relentless years, he has dedicated his life to this meticulous craft. That is a staggering amount of time spent painting entirely by hand. Actually, wrap your head around this for a second. No undo buttons, no copy and paste, no digital corrections. Just 59 years of pure, unadulterated human effort. Steady hands and artistic precision poured into every single letter and curve. Since 1967, his careful brushstrokes have been quietly shaping the visual identity and the vibrant streets of Mumbai. When you walk through the older parts of the city, you are basically walking through an open-air gallery of Raghunath's life. His work wasn't just advertising, It was the visual texture of the city itself, woven right into the daily lives of millions of passers-by. Just look at the sheer scale of his past influence on the city. He brought a bespoke, human touch to everything you see listed here. Everyday shop signs, massive and dramatic cinema banners that captured the public's imagination, restaurant names, school boards, sacred temple signs, and everyday street advertisements. Every swoop of a letter, every vibrant background color came directly from his hands to the public eye, injecting a real human soul into the commercial signposts of life. Section 2. The Digital Displacement, a Fading Human Touch. So, what exactly displaced this prolific human touch from our urban environments today? Well, the culprit is the digital printer. It's a simple definition, but the cultural impact is profound. Before these modern machines arrived, offering cheap, instantaneous, and perfectly uniform reproductions, almost every sign you saw passed through the calloused hands of artists like Raghunath. The city was visually constructed by human beings. The digital printer, while incredibly efficient and undeniably convenient, abruptly ended that era, trading character, warmth, and beautiful imperfection for speed and mass scale. And that leads us to this quiet, somber reality. Now, very few do. Out of the thousands upon thousands of signs, banners, and billboards we see in a modern city today, barely a fraction are ever touched by human hands.
We've replaced the deliberate stroke of the brush with the rapid click of a mouse and the spray of an ink nozzle. It's an undeniable loss of a tactile connection between the creator and the community.
So, the next time you walk down your street, I want you to look up from your phone. Look at the signs around you. Notice the perfection, the uniformity, the glowing LEDs. And then ask yourself this final question about the quiet fading of this once essential human craft. What is lost in a city's soul when the human stroke is entirely replaced by the digital printer? Does a neighborhood lose a bit of its heartbeat when the quiet, methodical art of a 79-year-old man like Raghunath Joshi fades away forever? It's something deeply important to think about as we rush headfirst into the future. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep looking closer at the world around you, and I'll catch you next time.